So how many times has it happened to you that you say that you forgot to save the file or the computer crashed and you did not have the latest version of your file? There is an option in Maya that allows you to save automatically your file, and that way if there is a system crash, a computer crash, or maybe uh, you change the file and need to go back and forgot to save, it's a lifesaver, especially if there's a computer outage or a system crash that deletes everything. Okay, and if you forgot to save, then it will save you time by retrieving the latest saved file automatically. Okay, so where do we set this up? Let's go to Windows, Setting Preferences, Preferences. And over there, you're going to have the preference window. Just scroll down to the settings options section and then find files and projects. And there's our autosave option. Okay, you can enable it. The default is off, so make sure you enable it. Make it a practice to do that, or save your workspace that way. And then you can tell it how many times of previous versions you want to save by clicking limit autosaves. If you want to only have 3 versions back, you can do that. And how many intervals, how many minutes from version to version you want it to save to. Okay, so let's say that you want to save every 5 minutes, then you set it to 5 minutes and press enter. Okay, if you set a if you set your project, if you go on Maya and go file, set your project, it will have a folder called autosave, and that's where your file is going to go automatically. If not, you can always name your own folder and put the name that you want. That way you know that everything you work on is going to be on that specific folder. Okay, and you just click save, and that's it. You go then to your either autosave folder or to your folder that you created for backups, and you retrieve your last saved file. What will happen is I will put a number on. Let's say that my file is called Taurus. Let's say this for that of following the example on the screen. It will put Taurus dot 0001 dot MB as Maya binary, and that will be the name of the file. Okay, so I hope this saves you time, and make sure you always enable it. So whenever you save your project, if you set a project through the file set project option, then you will have your folders line up for the project you're working on. But if you're working on multiple projects at the same time and you don't mind having to move, if you do mind having to move from project to project, you can always create a folder that is called autosave files or auto backup or autosave, and then save them all in there. Be aware that let's go back to that window. Let me show you something that is kind of important to keep in mind. If we go to the autosave option, if you increase the number of autosaves to a very high number, it will take more space on your computer. Okay, more like let's say you have a very heavy scene. If you have a heavy scene, just make that in maybe one autosave, one previous version than the one that you are working on, and that way it doesn't occupy so much room, because it might then start crashing your computer too much. If that's the case, you simply go back to it and decrease the number of autosaves. And same thing with the interval. If you make it very, very low, let's say like every minute you want to save, what might happen is that your computer, every minute has to stop and save, and it might slow down your system. It might take a little bit more memory and cause more crashing on your computer. So if that's the case, if that starts happening after you tweak this setting, just go back, make it maybe 3 to 5 minutes, or sometimes 10 will be a good number too. So that way your system doesn't get overloaded, okay? Especially with older computers or computers that would have low resources, you know, just keep the number uh, a little higher and the number of versions a little lower, okay? And remember to click save over here to make your changes active. And I hope that you enjoy this and that it saves you time in the future.